Are you eagerly awaiting your shipment notification for the Nikon Z9 that you pre-ordered many months ago? Well, we've got some good news for you. According to Nikon rumors, several retailers are reporting that a new shipment or batch of Nikon Z9s is coming to the United States on May the 10th. The Nikon Z9 is truly an incredible camera. It is Nikon's flagship mirrorless camera, high-end professional, fast action, and sports camera. It's pretty much everything. Everything that Nikon makes below the Nikon Z9 rolls up into this extraordinary camera. But wait, there's more. A couple of days ago, Nikon announced that firmware 2.0 will bring incredible new features to the Nikon Z9, including 8K 60, 8.3K oversampled 8K, Apple ProRes, and about 20 other capabilities to stills and video capabilities. But maybe you haven't ordered the Nikon Z9, and if you're looking at ordering the Nikon Z9, use my affiliate links down below to purchase at B&H for the United States, or if you're looking at purchasing in Canada, contact Patrick at Downtown Camera. I've got a toll-free number for him down below, and he ships to anywhere within Canada. And if you are having trouble making a decision whether you want to spend $5,500 on the Nikon Z9, I don't blame you. It is an awful lot of money. You still have to buy lenses, storage, and other things that go along with that purchase. But if you do end up buying the Nikon Z9 and you really enjoy shooting video or stills, the Z9 isn't going to disappoint you. It's got really incredible video modes. It's got incredible stills capabilities. It truly is a very, very powerful camera. But the reason why I'm harping on this a little bit is I want to talk a little bit about CIPA numbers. According to CIPA, well, it looks like the camera market, the digital camera market, might be turning around. Now, this is including all digital cameras, not just ILC cameras. ILC cameras are cameras where the lens can detach, whether it be DSLR or mirrorless. But talking about total digital camera sales, excluding smartphones, it looks like the market is starting to turn around. Yeah, well, that's what CIPA is suggesting, although the numbers for 2022 certainly don't look that way. But if we look at a year over year, CIPA is suggesting that the numbers are turning around, and largely in part due to the high-end cameras like the Nikon Z9, the Sony Alpha 1, the Canon R3, the R5, the R5C. And this increase in sales is 16% year over year. We're not looking at monthly trends here. We're talking about an annual trend, so 16% year over year increase. And what CIPA is noticing is that trend away from the entry-level cameras, entry-level full-frame or high-end APS-C, towards more professional-grade cameras, cameras that can give them more. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the incredible video capabilities of these cameras, the incredible stills camera, or a camera that you can essentially own and it's going to last you 10 years. It's not like buying a car. A car you can buy for 3 to 5 years without any problems. But as you start to age closer to 10 years, cars become a lot more expensive to maintain. Cameras, it's a completely different story. The Canon 70D came out in, I think, 2013, and here we are in 2022. I still use it. It still works. Yes, the video capabilities aren't very good and haven't aged well, but the stills capabilities, still a very good camera. I still use it. I still put a 50mm on it and go out and take stills, and it does an incredibly good job. It's still going. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of shutters opening and closing. It keeps going, and professional cameras are the same. These cameras long fade away from our daily use, but continue to work year after year. 10 years later, they still continue to work. Cameras will last a long time, so if we go ahead and spend a little bit more on our cameras, it helps future-proof. And that's one of the reasons why I, as an ordinary filmmaker and photographer, spent the money to go ahead with the Canon EOS R5. It was more than twice, I would say 3 times the budget that I had initially planned for the body alone when I was looking at upgrading my 70D to something like a 90D or an entry-level full-frame mirrorless camera. And I'm not disappointed with the R5. It's taken me a good year, year and a half to fully grow into the camera, to start to really take advantage of features like increased dynamic range, Canon Log 3, and all those capabilities. And I know that this camera is going to keep working for me 5 years down the road. I'm not going to be going off 8K video anytime soon, and most of everything I produce is 4K. The only times I pretty much use 8K for my personal use is when I'm doing product reviews and I want to get a really good video shot or a still shot that allows me to punch in to do zooms and other things that I can do without losing detail by shooting in 8K. On my son's channel, Planet Liam, yes, I shoot the entire thing in 8K, and if you want to help support his channel, Planet Liam, use the link down below to go and subscribe to his channel. I'm trying to encourage him to learn photography and videography, at least be exposed to it, so that someday if he decides to get into it, he's not going to be afraid of cameras and he's going to be familiar with them. But the good news coming out of SEPA is, year over year, it does look like the camera market for digital cameras is improving, and the trend is towards high-end cameras. Speaking of high-end cameras, there is one other thing I want to address, and that's the Canon R7. Back in February, Canon Rumors said that we were going to be getting an announcement in March. March has long since gone, and, well, at this point, April the 18th, April is pretty much, well, it's almost over. We still have 12 days left, so I shouldn't be too eager to get rid of April. Silence. Complete silence. I haven't heard anything from Canon Rumors, Canon News, CanonRumors.co, even the new camera. Nothing on the Canon EOS R7. Silence. Dead silence. Crickets chirping kind of silence. Nothing. And I'm putting feelers out. I'm trying to get information. I'm trying to see what I can get. I've even reached out to some of my contacts of the past and absolutely nothing. Same with the Canon EOS R1. Nothing. It's so very, very quiet. And I know when we see the Nikon Z9 coming out, with the Sony Alpha 1 coming out a year before that, many of you on the Canon side are eagerly awaiting any morsel of news, discussion about the R1. And for those of you still shooting with a Canon 7D Mark II, I know you're eagerly awaiting the 7D Mark III, which, let's be honest, is going to be called the Canon R7, but absolutely nothing. As soon as I find out, I will publish a video, but I just want to let you know, because I'm getting a lot of comments saying, where's the R7? What about the R1? Silence is all we have right now. I'm not getting any response from any of my feelers going out, other than there's no information to be had. Nothing other than complete and utter conjecture. Nothing but unvalidated and unsubstantiated rumors, which I'd rather not get into at this point. But as soon as I know more, I'll let you know. So when you go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and choose all notifications. So that way, as soon as I publish a video, you're one of the first to know. And one last thing before I go, a little bit of behind the scenes. In a previous video this weekend, I talked about how I was interested in buying a new Corvette C8, a 2022. Well, I found out when I went to the dealership this weekend, that's not possible. I'm looking at least at the 2023, and that's the model I was priced at. Those are the ones in production right now. But most likely, I would take delivery of a 2024 if I was to order today. I haven't ordered yet. Couple of things. One, as a father, I find it very difficult to spend money on myself. It's easy to spend money on the channel because, well, the channel makes money for itself. It's a business. I can do that. But to actually spend money on a car that serves no purpose other than fun, it's very difficult for me to justify spending that much money. And the price with the Z51 package, the LT2, and a few other things, we're looking at $106,500 Canadian. US, you're probably looking at around $80,000. That's a lot of money. If I was single, I probably wouldn't have hesitated and ordered it right then and there. But as a father, it's tough because I feel like I should be spending money on others and not myself. And it's not as though taking that purchase would cripple us. It wouldn't. But I just somehow haven't given myself the permission yet. And there is one other thing. If I order today, I won't take possession for a good 2 years. And a lot can happen in 2 years. Will I even be interested in the car in 2 years? What will my financial situation be? Will I still be gainfully employed? What about my wife? Could we be suffering from any medical conditions? Could the economy be in the toilet? I don't really know. It's really tough to order something, pre-order anything today without any guarantee that I'm going to get it in the future. And even if I pre-order today, there's no guarantee that that price will hold. The price we talked about is based on 2023, a new model 2024 coming out, depending on what happens to the currency, because if our currency goes up or down, well, it will get adjusted due to that currency. So that could push the price up or it could push it lower. And I did validate with the dealer. This dealer has a good reputation. It's somebody I've dealt with in the past. And whatever price we agree to, once that car is delivered, yes, there might be an additional increase from a newer model year like the 2024, but they're not going to increase the price over the base price, which is really good. Now, some dealers, I've heard this too, is once your car comes in, they'll say, you know what, sorry, we can give you your money back, or you can participate in an auction, which is definitely, to me, underhanded. But all this uncertainty has me kind of wondering, well, if I have to wait 2 years, why not wait 2 years and then at that point decide what to do? I'm in a quandary. I'm trying to figure it out. And at the end of the day, I'm not sure what to do. What do you think? What do you think I should do? A lot of you in the comments in the previous video said, yeah, you know what, go ahead and do it if it's something you can afford. But would you be willing to pre-order something that you might not get for 2 years or maybe even 3 years? Hard to say. I don't think that the conditions that we're experiencing right now are going to allow cars to be delivered that much quicker. I don't think it's going to get worse than 2 years. But, you know, if I was to wait 2 years, I could still be looking at a year, year and a half wait before I could take possession. I don't know. It's really hard to say. But I know from a camera standpoint, the Canon EOS R1 is due to be announced later this year. That is a camera I'm looking at purchasing for this channel. I'm going to cover all the rumors leading up to it. And then once it's available on day one, I want to be able to do what I did with the Canon EOS R5. For months, I want to cover its capabilities, let you know what it's like, let you know from the standpoint of an ordinary filmmaker and photographer, is this high-end flagship professional mirrorless camera worth it for you? The money that it costs. And by owning it, that's the only way to do it. Having it day in and day out, using its photo capabilities, its stills capabilities, trying out each mode, putting it through the ringer, recording for 2 or 3 hours on an end to see if we can get it to overheat, where it overheats, what temperature ranges, and how well it cools down, what is the battery life, and all that kind of stuff. So I am looking forward to the R1. That's one camera I'm eagerly awaiting any sort of news on, like you, because I'm interested in purchasing it. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I know I've rambled on a little bit, but there's a complete lack of news going on out there. And for the better part of today, which I have off, I thought, there's no news. There's a few announcements of lenses or rumors of lenses coming out. And I just thought, you know, you guys don't really care about that so much unless they're a very special lens. So I've kind of held off. And when we got notification of the Nikon Z9, the improving market, I thought, well, there's enough here to give you a little Monday video. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.